and some instructions that you can use for when you're actually driving on your own without an instructor, and we'll accelerate through. One of the best things is to always remember the whole turn revolves around the apex, which is the center of the turn.
Okay.
And you want to judge everything based on your apex. So since this is a real late apex and all, turn in late. We normally run a little wider in the rain, but the track's starting to dry out. We'll start to accelerate, come back to the right, and we'll accelerate through. But everything's revolving around your apex. If you miss your apex, judging on how you missed it will let you know what you did wrong. If you come in, let's say, see we hit here too early. So what that means is we either turned too sharp, too early, or we went too slow. If we missed it because we were out too far, that means we either went too fast, turned too late, or didn't turn sharp enough.
Gotcha.
So always remember that, and when you're out here driving on your own, it's a good way to judge yourself. All right, we'll accelerate through and full throttle. Turn in, off the brake, start to power through, and back to the right. As we come out, all the way out to the left, we're going to follow this seam. You'll see this seam right here. We're going to follow it around. So you don't want to get too sharp in when it's wet, because that stuff's real slick.
Okay, the slick, yeah.
Yep, and we'll accelerate through, full throttle. So that's something that you can always do. And the way you judge that is anytime you enter a turn, you set the wheel. And what I mean is you turn it one time, you set it. From there, once you hit your apex, you unwind. So you have two motions. Everything else is based on either if you turn too sharp, too not sharp enough, too soon or too late, or you were carrying enough speed or like too much speed or not enough. That's the only thing that can adjust it. Alright, and we'll brake. So you always want to make sure that when you turn, you make one turn, never want to saw at the wheel.
So this one is a kind of an increasing radius, I guess you can still kind of...
Yeah. And there are occasional like exceptions to the rule, but for the majority of everything that you do driving, always remember that. You'll set the wheel one time. From there, everything is either based on the 6 things I've said.
Right.
And you can use that. So let's say you're out in your BMW or your Porsche, and you're out here doing a lot of track days, and you don't have an instructor right with you. That's how you can judge how well you're doing, is how little you have to move the wheel.
I got you.
Alright, accelerate through. And this track's really starting to dry up already. So we're already carrying a lot more speed than we were just a couple sessions ago. And back to the right. And I'm sure you're told drive straight at that.
Yeah.
And then turn. Yep, and we'll follow this around towards the outside, and we'll start to accelerate off over on the left, and but obviously if you've been out here as much as you're saying, you're at the point where you're kind of understanding how to connect turns.
Right.
You're also understanding a lot more about your braking and your acceleration. And that's why I want to try and get you to the next step, which is teaching yourself. And that's exactly how you do it. And full throttle. And we'll brake. And we'll turn in. There you go. Start to accelerate through. And you can do that even on the street, regular driving. You can always set the wheel, make your turn, unwind. good to go?
Yeah.
You're good?
It's 90 slick.
Oh yeah. It's that little bump right there. It's really, it throws the car off camber just a little, and makes it come around, especially in the wet.
Yeah.
And we'll accelerate through just a little bit. And as you unwind, start to increase your throttle. And we'll brake. There we go. Off the brake, we'll turn. Start to accelerate through, all the way down to your apex. There you go. And we'll accelerate out and pull the throttle. And we'll turn in. Back to the right. There you go. Brake coming in. Alright, go ahead and grab down on a couple of those. Yep, pull it down. One more. And as you get fully straight, go ahead and punch it. I don't know if you felt the rear tires spin a little bit, but they were doing it. Traction control was kicking in. But yeah, exactly with what I was saying. I'd really like for you to get to that level where you can really help yourself.
Oh yeah.
And just keep that stuff in mind, as well as go online, watch, there's a bunch of really good driving videos on YouTube for each track. If you start traveling around to other tracks, you can watch some great videos on some instructions on where to go, what to do. And I really hope you have a good time. And
It was awesome. I appreciate it.
all right, here you go.
So we